rights, it's not never ending. There's it's a there's a few well, I don't know if I can say the word, inalienable right things that are listed as human rights. It's not going to be it's my human right to do A, it's my human right. No, there are things that are specifically listed as something that it's a list of things that are there as your human rights. How you how your fashion sense isn't exactly a human right.
But I guess what it boils down to is what your natural self is. So
No,
if it's coming against your
if it's
natural self,
yeah, but your natural self doesn't is essentially. But if we, what I mean by that, if we should Google the list of things that are on the list of your human rights, that may not be on the list.
no, but it's not to discriminate. So
No,
if you're
no, but to discriminate, not to. That's what I'm saying. We are presuming it's there's not to discriminate there. You get what I'm saying? We have to look and see what the list stipulates before we can come in.
Okay.
So I'm answering broadly, but I'm saying we have to look and see what's there first before we can say, nah, it's against my human rights, because it may not even be something that's mentioned as a human right, or as something that there's even that correlation or that link to, because what is listed as a human right are those things are specific. Everything that you hear them talk about in these systems, the systems that are in place, things are specific. So when we use terms conceptually, to think that we're having a valid argument, it may not necessarily be a valid argument, because the thing that we're thinking that we're linking it to hasn't got that true reference to it.
Fair enough.
You with me?
Yeah.
And so to win an argument, you have to know when you're using a true reference, not something that it sounds good, but because it can sound good, but it's wrong. Does that make sense? And that's why we, in having this discussion with each other, we're supposed to be learning together. It's not me teaching the listening audience, it's us having a discussion so that we can lend that clarity to each other. Someone will call in, and they like that lady Smooth that called in that time. Sister Smooth, you know what I'm saying? And she did sound kind of smooth. I'll come in a year back from you, Miss Smooth. You get me why you that smooth voice again now. But anyway, yeah, because she was able to, whilst we may not essentially have seen eye to eye, she was able to elaborate things in such a way that allowed me to see it from a different perspective and have a different understanding of it, so that even if I still don't agree, or if I agree, I'm able to broaden how my thinking towards people in that situation may be. And if I agree, then it allows me to be a bit more understanding then within that agreement. You get what I mean? Those finer tunings are the things that we need, because that's what creates consensus and dialogue. When we have like the a scenario like Rwanda, and I mean Rwanda is a thriving country now, so forgive me if you're Rwandan. You know, you had is it the Tutsi and basically those that were thin nosed and those that were broad nosed. The conflict was over foolishness, and if there was that understanding and that consensus and that dialogue, most conflicts could have been avoided. But in hindsight, you know, you can't tell those that were at war that the conflict was over foolishness, because it had moved from those silly points to people wanting revenge for the loss of someone. And it's like our gang works, you know. As a youngster, I remember when a lot of people were forming gangs, me and my friends said, you know, we have a farm, a girls crew, yeah, and our crew is called this name, and we are about and we adopted names that was linked to, you know, the ability to talk to girls and so forth, and that kind of smooth, suave personality. And before we knew it, we had other group of guys that said their crew was this crew, we ended up in confrontation because we just wanted to get some girls. And it became a conflict when it wasn't about we are a crew or a gang because we're bad. It was more so of being misunderstood. And misunderstanding is a dangerous thing. And it's the devil in the detail. Go on, what were you saying?
What, the second caller?
Oh, you gave me a symbol. I have no idea what.
It was 13 minutes
What's that?
till ad break.
Okay. Go. We had another. We had several calls. So was that one of them? What
That was
else?
one of them.
Mhm.
The other one was in regards to a topic last week.
Mhm.
Her name is Sasha Johnson, and she's the person that's leading or helping to lead the Black political party. What was the name of it?
Okay.
MPT.
Is that all called?
No, that's not what we called it. It's in regards to that topic.
I'm so weird. She called me. I get to talk to her. I said, I want to talk. Oh, wait, carry on. Yeah.
And you were saying how one of the policies that they were talking about was kind aid to Africa and the Caribbean. Basic, and the other one was, I forgot what the other one was. Referendum. She's basically saying that was a smear campaign, and it's they're trying to dirty the political party's name.
So okay, so what she's saying is, so that's Sasha Johnson thrown off Twitter for calling for what's this?
I'm looking into the girl's name. Okay,
so we can't talk about that.
I would. Oh, it's up to you.
The producer said I can't talk about what I just saw. All right.
I wouldn't talk about that just yet.
Because what, there's a smear campaign against them.
Yeah.
So we don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Has she been thrown off Twitter? You don't know yet?
I don't know.
All right, so I'll carry on. If you want to take part in the show, the number is 0753 996 8143. I'll give it again, 0753 996 8143. One last time for the money, 0753 996 8143. So so the powers are all for anarchy in society using black. Okay. Since the phone is in my hand, caller, I'm going to throw you on the deep end. Call you live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Dr. Surgery.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right, bro. Yeah, it's just that, so you were just talking about a minute ago regarding the initiative party. Sasha was actually on the station on the WKO show on Thursday last week, Brotherman show. And
which station?
Yeah, on Amiga.
Okay. The Brotherman show.
You know the thing we were talking about last week about them having or advocating the kind of aid to Africa and the Caribbean?
Yeah.
So that's not true.
Okay.
If anybody obviously is interested in the party, to contact her and try and get up to the manifesto, because it explains everything that they're about. So it was seen that there was some kind of a smear campaign.
Okay.
That was waged against them to spread some, falsehoods and rumors as to what their policies were about. So I think you might be on this week again, or maybe next week, or sometime in the near future. So if anybody's interested in them, just contact her directly, and she'll give you all the information that you require.
Okay, no problem. That's good to know. All right. Yeah, man. All right. So, okay, I can't remember how I can't remember who said it in the video. I'm gonna have to watch the video again, because if she said it on the video. I'm gonna say, wait, why I say a smear campaign and I hear him out say? Well, I don't know. I just say that in jest, all right? Nobody hold them to account. If they say it was a smear campaign, look into it for yourself, because it may well have been. We know how the system works. The powers are all for anarchy in society using black people first, meaning we are all always the fall guy. Okay. Oh yeah, dope show, peace. Big up 746. Thank you for that. 917 reads, let me see. Morning, doctor. The reason given for Black History Month held in separate months is in the USA, February is the birth month of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln, and in the UK, the brother who pushed it was a Ghanaian that was on the GLC, so the Greater London Council. I think that's what the GLC is. at the WHO said that October was the period when all the chiefs came together to settle their differences. Rasu, big up yourself, Rasu. You know what I mean? I know there was a reason for it. I just couldn't remember. And if someone next year we are talking about it again, I'm gonna be saying the same thing. I don't remember, because you know what I mean, some things just, you know, when you just don't focus on some things, you got so much to deal with. You know what I mean? It just slips your mind certain little things, and I just like things set. Yeah. So we're coming up to the hour and the news and the advert break very soon. Yes, you do it to mine, so you have to go and hold that. And the screen is going blank, and I can't see my notes. So I'm gonna have to go off memory now. So we're talking about the first primary issue that I just want to wrap up before the break, in the sense that, you know, we have to be mindful of the narrative in terms of Alison. What's Alison's last name on you know, people, this Black history, and we have to hold people to account. We have to hold their own. We spoke last week about what's that, Fitness First? Is it Fitness First?
Pure Gym.
Pure Gym, advertising and comparing slavery to a exercise workout. And one of the things, we come back to that. One of the things that we highlighted is that there's no way this could have been a Black person unless they're really stupid. So we broke it down to the premise that it must be coming from a white mind or Asian minds, right? Now, I would think that I still hold that premise, but I heard that that it was from a Black person, and
just come out and apologize.
That, you know, it's extremely. This is what I'm saying. These things are extreme. The things that we do out of coonery is amazing. You know, this, we have to be mindful, and we all can fall into that trap. So, yeah, Karen?
Can I add as well? I think we have to be mindful that a lot of the time we used as it's not necessarily us that are doing the moves, but yet they put it forward as us doing the moves.
But this is what I'm saying. He came up with the idea out of coonery because he's trying to impress his bosses, and he wants to do something.
But you don't necessarily know if it was his idea.
No, but what I'm saying is, if he come out and say a female idea, he's a jackass for taking the responsibility, so he's going to get the blame. Okay. But this is what I'm saying. He's come out with something, and he's presented it to his bosses, because he don't own Pure Gym, right?
No.
So he's presented it to his bosses, and because it's coming from a Black mind, they've accepted it as such. But it's coming from a mind that don't know himself, because it's only someone that don't know themselves and know and appreciates the turmoil and the upheaval that slavery would have meant to our ancestors or family members in the past. You know, that it's a complete disrespect to in any sense. This is what I'm saying. We need to teach about slavery, but we also need to teach about far more than slavery. The constant harping on about slavery every Black History Month is extremely disrespectful. I think Black History Month is 31 days, October, right? If it's the US, it's 28 days. I think there has to be portionable periods of everything taught annually, or it becomes a part of the national curriculum where aspects and everything is taught within the curriculum. And the reason for that is because you get these idiots that don't know themselves, because anyone that's going to do anything like that, anyone that's going to do anything that they're going to compare something to something else, they should have done their research to know if that comparison is adequate or suitable. You know, it's like, imagine if Pure Gym, a member of staff in Pure Gym had compared a certain incident in modern history to a barbecue. Can you imagine What would that happen? I can't even say it, because if I say it and make that comparison, it's going to be so disrespectful. And I don't want to be, I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I'm just kind of highlighting the fire and the ferocity that would follow that. It would be so inappropriate. And it's in the same sense, it is extremely as inappropriate, but people don't feel the ferocity and the anger immediately like that. And for a black man to even put up his hand and say him do it, it's even a bigger disappointment, because you would expect that your own will protect your own. And that's what I am saying. You know, coonery. I'm not gonna call someone a coon, because you call someone a coon, it's like you yourself being a coon. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, but it's definitely coonery, because we all can be accused of, at one time or another in our in throughout this experience of time, we all have done something in a way that we probably shouldn't have done it. But it doesn't mean that we continue to perpetrate it or continue to push it. We can change that narrative, and we can start standing firm. You know. So, you know, I say that that's going to be the last aspect of that before the news on the advert. So let me just advertise the doctor's surgery. If you are a regular listener, I'd love for you guys to go onto the YouTube channel. Go onto YouTube, in the search bar, type the doctor's surgery. Then you go to the refine button, and in the refine section, you go refine by channels. And once you refine by channels, we should be right up at the top. We'd love for some subscribers. That will be very, 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 very helpful to get some subscribers in the place, to increase those numbers. We know that the show is being listened to on the airwaves, but you know, we'd love also for the YouTube channel to grow to an extent that we can start putting out more information, and we can widen the subject base where possible. So give us your support. If you haven't done that yet and given us your subscription, give us that subscription. We're not going to give you the tracing app, don't worry. You know what I'm saying? We're not part of their system. But until then, keep listening. It's Omega 104.1, and we're going to take a pause for the cause, pay the bills, and catch you back on the other side. Yeah, so we appreciate you all. Thank you for listening.
Media Radio 104.1.